What is up, YouTube family? We are back at it. Welcome back to Quintessential Sports, and it's playoff time. We are here, what we all been waiting for. Man, it was a hell of a weekend. Man, every game had playoff implications almost. I finished the year off with back-to-back football pool wins, put about $500 in my pocket, and now we are ready for some playoff action. So let's get into these matchups. Man, it was a hell of a day. So the first game on Saturday, you got the Browns at the Houston Texans. Man, what a matchup. The Browns have been balling. Nobody wants to see the Browns. I kind of hate that these two teams are playing each other right now because Houston has been one of my favorite teams to watch all year with C.J. Stroud. They don't have a bunch of superstars, but at the same time, you got to commend Cleveland for what they're doing. They've been battling all year. Even when Deshaun Watson went down, they still been playing, like a contender. And Joe Flacco, man, what can you say? You got to give shout out to Joe Flacco. Every game, he been showing improving, showing that the old man still got it. Now, he was just on his couch a month or so ago, and now he's coming in. They talking about giving him all kinds of money next year. He's 37 years old, and everybody wants to see them play Baltimore, of course. But the first matchup, they got to deal with Houston Texans in Houston. Now, what are my predictions? Now that I'm winning these football pools and getting these bets in, now everybody want to know what I think. I've been trying to tell y'all, I know what the hell I be talking about. So now people want to hear my insights. When I look at this Houston Texans game versus the Browns, the first thing that jumps out at me is, you look at who's playing at home. A lot of times in the playoffs, home field advantage really matters. It's not the end all be all, but it's huge. C.J. Stroud playing in Houston in front of his home team, man, he's going to be pumped up. Now, what you have to watch out for is he going to be too pumped up to where he can't calm himself down and avoid the mistakes? He's got to make sure he doesn't make these crucial mistakes. Cleveland has a hellified defense that's going to try to force him into mistakes, and Cleveland has the veteran at their QB helm. He's got Joe Flacco, Joe Cool at the helm. So this is a really, really tough pick. Do you pick experience over inexperience, or do you go with the home team? This is tough. Let me see. If I really had to pick, I would say, as much as I love Houston, I got to go with defense. I got to go with experience and defense. Houston doesn't have a lot of superstars. Sometimes you need some big name guys that's going to stand out in games like this. I'm going to go with Cleveland in this game. I'm going to go with the experience at Joe Flacco at the QB position to be calm and cool and not make mistakes. I'm thinking C.J. Stroud, he's been having such a good run. It's like it's got to come to an end eventually, right? I think this is the game where it's going to show. I think this is the game where they're going to realize that they had a nice run, but the buck stops here. It's Cleveland's time, I believe. And they got that defense, man. That's what I'm riding with. As tough as it is to pick a road team, I'm riding with Cleveland on this one. The next game on Saturday is you got the Miami Dolphins at Kansas City. Man, I might not bet on these games. I don't think I'm going to put any money on either one of these games because they're so closely matched. In this game, you don't really know what to do with this because Miami struggles when they play, upper echelon type of teams. But Kansas City has not been playing like an upper echelon type of team. Now, they are playing at home, and they're starting to find their groove a little bit with Pacheco. And they still got Kelsey, and they still got Mahomes. But And they still got Andy Reid. You know, Miami, this is their first time in the playoffs, but they got such an explosive offense. They got Tyreek Hill coming home to play Kansas City. Kansas City won a Super Bowl without Tyreek. So I think this is going to be Tyreek's time to shine, where he can kind of get back on Kansas City. Kansas City got to get back on him already by winning the Super Bowl last year. I think Miami's going to come out and put Kansas City out of their misery. They've been shaky all year. They've been hobbling all year. They've been acting like a shell of themselves all year long. They only beat the Chargers by 1 point this week. I think Miami's going to come out there and get them out of their misery. I think they're going to put a lot of points up on them. They might put 40 points up on Kansas City. And Kansas City's defense is, you know, they got Chris Jones and everything, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm going against my own pick. This is my Super Bowl pick originally. You know, on the AFC side, definitely had KC going. I'm going against my pick, and I'm going to pick Miami on this one. Two road teams going to win this week. It's going to be fun to watch, man. On Sunday, you got the Steelers at Buffalo. Now, as much as I love Pittsburgh and my cousin is playing for Pittsburgh, I just think playing in Buffalo, Buffalo had some shaky times all year, but they did what they had to do to get in the playoffs and be back where they need to be at a number 2 seed where people thought they would be at. And now that they're back in that spot, I think they're going to take advantage, and they're going to at least get one playoff win here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh caught them slipping and beat them, because we know Mike Tomlin's teams, they show up. But Pittsburgh been playing iffy all year. A lot of people say they don't really even belong in the playoffs. They barely got in. And Buffalo was expected to be here. I just think Buffalo playing at home with Diggs and with the QB Josh Allen playing like he's been playing. I think Buffalo's going to take this one right here. You got Green Bay at Dallas. This is probably the easiest pick for me of the whole first week. Green Bay made it to the playoffs, but I do not believe that they're going to go to Dallas and beat them. But if they do, if Dallas lets Love and Green Bay come into Big D and beat them in front of all these people, you know what the hype is going to be like in Dallas. We know Dallas in the playoffs. They feeling themselves. They just won the NFC East. They looking like a powerhouse. This looks like the best team that they've had in quite a long time. They haven't won the Super Bowl in 26 years. This looks like the best team that they have had to possibly get to the Super Bowl in the last 26 years. So this is their best chance to go. And if they lose to Green Bay at home, this is going to be utter embarrassment. But I don't believe it's going to happen. Not quite yet. Maybe Dallas will lose next weekend, but I just don't see Dallas losing to Green Bay. Now, if that young boy Love go out there and see, they could let it hang out. They could let it all hang out. They got nothing to lose. Nobody's going to be picking them to win. They could go in there and upset Dallas and make a name for themselves. But I just don't believe it's going to happen. Oh, man, you got the L.A. Rams at Detroit. Man, this is the game that everybody wants to see. This is what everybody's been waiting for. Matt Stafford going back to Detroit, and Goff getting to play against the team that shipped him out of there. Man, it's so much drama in this game right here. Woo! What do y'all say? Leave it in the comments. What y'all think? Well, my 2 cents on it is this. When the Rams got Stafford and they shipped Goff off, they got what they asked for. They got a Super Bowl out of the deal. They already had their glory. The Rams been looking shaky all year. we knew Detroit was going to the playoffs, and now Detroit has a playoff game at home, and this is Goff's time to get his glory and get his revenge back on the team that cast him off and cast him out and where they wrote him off at, because the first season in Detroit, a lot of people tried to write Jared Goff off. And this is his moment to prove everybody wrong. And I think Detroit's going to do it. They're going to get the Rams up out of there. They're going to finally win a game at home. It's good to see Detroit back in the playoffs, and I'm so excited to see this game. Put your money on Detroit. I don't know about the point spreads. I got to go do my research on that. I don't think I will bet any money on any of these games except for that Dallas game, but it's going to be a hell of an entertaining game. And then the Monday night game is number 5, Philadelphia Eagles against the number 4 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game right here, I don't even know what to tell you on this game. Tampa Bay's playing at home, but they don't put up a lot of points, and Baker Mayfield doesn't put up a lot of yards. But they've been winning games. They've been pulling these games out. And Philly has been blowing these games. So is Philly going to finally show up in the playoffs and do what they need to do? Or is Tampa Bay going to get them out of their misery, put them out of their misery? I don't really know what to do with this pick right here. But I think overall, Philly is the better team. They're supposed to be the better team. So I'm going to pick Philly on it. But I ain't putting no money on it. And that's the first week matchups of the first round of the playoffs. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. I cannot wait for the playoffs to get here so I can sit back and just watch all these damn games. And I don't think I'm going to put no money on none of this shit except for that Dallas game. So y'all choose wisely. Go do your research, because this shit is going to be a lot of close-ass playoff games. Don't fuck your nerves up and don't fuck your money up. Until next week, I holla 100.